Many thanks to DayZ Podcast, Pandemonium, Lion Lost, Wolves of DayZ, Fatal Attraction Vanilla Servers, Redacted Vanilla Servers, and Atlas for making this video possible. DayZ 1.20 has slowed down our characters' movements based on how much we weigh, and the improvised foot wraps have seen a major nerf in this patch. So in this video we're going to be checking out if the foot wraps are still worth using, go over the fastest ways to travel on foot in DayZ, how much being heavy actually slows down our characters over long distances, and how to quickly calculate the time it takes to travel anywhere in DayZ. The fastest way to travel in DayZ is obviously using a vehicle, preferably one that allows warp speed, but if you're lucky enough to not experience DayZ's high-speed transport systems, running is the next best option. Now what impacts run speed in DayZ will vary from Discord to Discord, but I'm here to tell you that the shoes that you wear make absolutely no difference to your speed or your mobility. I tested this using short distance sprinting, 1 minute EpiPen sprinting, jogging for 5 minutes, sprint jogging for 5 minutes, and sprint jogging for 30 minutes, doing each test 4 times using these methods with results to the accuracy of a centimeter using admin tool coordinates, while using Python scripts to ensure timing tolerances were down to the frickin' microsecond, giving me no differences at all during each test. Rest in peace, DayZ travel time shoe theories. So this means that in DayZ, shoes only provide durability benefits, of which our boy, the improvised foot wraps, got a big fat nerf this patch. The durability of the foot wraps in 1.19 was 25, which is around 30 kilometers of running from pristine to ruined. Now it's 15 durability, which is around 18 kilometers before you ruin your foot wraps. Or running from the coast to Northwest Airfield and then back to the coast again, which is fine considering that they're only made of 2 scabby rags. The biggest nerf to them though is how much other players will be able to hear you walking or running in them now, which literally has the exact same sound files as athletic shoes in this patch, which are the shoes that you spawn with in DayZ, but they do still allow you to sprint crouch stealth kill on loud surfaces like in last patch. Just be aware that they are slightly louder for infected in 1.20 and they are much louder to other players. Back to the topic, the only factors that impact how fast you can travel in DayZ are firstly how much maximum stamina you have here, and second, like weapon draw speed, the animation that you use to travel with. When traveling in the standing stance, which is the most efficient way to travel on foot, there are 3 different animations you can travel in based on the item that you're holding. The first is the normal stance, so if you're holding nothing at all, or if you're holding any one-handed item in DayZ, which is most of the items in DayZ, this is the animation you're going to be traveling in. The second animation is for two-handed items, which includes any item that isn't considered a heavy item like a barrel, a generator, or a metal plate, such as garden lime, leather, and two-handed melee weapons. The third and final animation is solely for two-handed firearms, so any firearm that can fit into the shoulder slot will change your sprint animation while running to this. From these 3 animations, the first is the fastest way to travel in DayZ, the second is 2.5% slower, and the third, the two-handed firearm, is 4.2% slower. 4.2% may not sound like a lot, but for every 40 minutes that you run in DayZ, which is mostly what DayZ consists of, you'll be covering 1 kilometer less when you're carrying a two-handed firearm compared to running with, say, a one-handed firearm or nothing at all. So for long distance travel, stay away from placing any two-handed item in your hands. The second factor that slows down our run speed is our weight, but only while using sprint, so you can be as heavy as you want when you jog. If you're at maximum stamina, or if you're right down here at the minimum at 5%, you will jog at exactly the same speed. When it comes to full speed travel while sprinting though, you'll want to make sure that you're above 20% maximum stamina, because above this 20%, long distance travel speed is not impacted at all due to how weight doesn't impact when you start regenerating stamina again, or how quickly you run out. Now while having full stamina is beneficial to initially sprint for longer, as soon as you get to this 20% regen cycle of just holding sprint, waiting for it to regen again, and then sprinting again, your weight no longer impacts how fast you can travel, so as long as you're above this 20% maximum stamina, it won't make any noticeable difference how fast you can travel over long distances. Also, regen delay from holding the sprint button down to 0% is the exact same as letting go at say 1% and letting it regen from there, so you may as well just hold down the sprint button the entire time while traveling. Now this isn't to say that weight doesn't negatively impact us, it very much does, from the increased inertia delays and the violent sway you get from being too heavy, as shown in my recent video on the movement changes in 1.20 if you want to check it out here. As for this video though, if you want to travel as fast as possible and be as mobile as possible, in this patch over short distances, you have to have maximum stamina and don't carry any two-handed item or firearm in your hands unless this situation calls for it. But over long distances, if you're over 20% maximum stamina and you don't carry anything two-handed in your hands, you're golden to travel on foot at an average of 20 kilometers per hour while holding down the sprint the entire time, which is very close to 1 kilometer every 3 minutes, allowing us to easily calculate how long it's going to take to get to a certain location. As long as we know how far away it is, we can work out that 1 kilometer is 3 minutes, so 10 kilometers here is 30 minutes of travel time at the fastest you can travel on foot in DayZ. Thank you very much for watching and have a good day.